Hey you guys, I am here to start on the second chapter called Sacred Tree. All right, I wish they would just stop with the damn high push-ups, low push-ups, and downward dogs and do something easy. I just want to scream. Matt's half New York accent and his god-awful attempt to sound Indian is annoying as hell. Oh crap, he just noticed my pissed off look. Oh, I am getting the dirty looks now. It is okay. You can either change your perspective or stay stuck, he says as his eyes pierce through me. Shit, these damn big Indian eyes can't hide anything. Let us come into tree. Bring your hands to heart center. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh and ground down to feel your firm foundation on one foot. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Practice Ujjayi breath. This means in through the nose and out through the nose. Focus on a point in front of you as you practice drishti, a gentle and focused gaze at one spot in the front of the room, Matt says. I smile knowingly. I love this pose. I am strong on this one. The breath is what connects you to that greater part of yourself. It stops the anxiety and brings calm to your nervous system, Matt says. His glance with a smile acknowledges my smile. Close your eyes and reach up. Expand your tree as you open your heart to the sky. Allow yourself to grow taller in your tree, Matt continues. The grounding woodsy aroma of cedar floats into my imagined tree. The deodar, or cedar, means timber of the gods in Sanskrit. The cedar doorways of sacred temples open like arms to pull me back to India. Open your heart even more and bend back to where you can see the back wall of the room, Matt continues. I bend backwards as the phantasm of the village of Missouri unfolds behind my eyelids. I love daydreaming about India. I can feel a spirit and rhythm to life there that I can only feel while in nature in the United States. This place is comfortable. No smog, no crowds in December, and I take long walks on steep hills. International boarding schools stand proud on hillsides. Students from all over the world come here to study in prestigious boarding schools. I come here to spend time with extended family. Mummy, her husband, Champa, Robert, Kamal, and Scott. I am so glad to get out of that godforsaken city. The 3 days in Calcutta are a distant memory. The only remnant left is the stuffy nose and sore throat that clings on. We survived the harrowing 30-hour train ride through the fertile fields of northern India and up the Ganges. We are here to see my cousins and extended family that live here. It is the second day in the mountains at the breathtaking Queen of the Hills stations. Missouri is only 50 kilometers from the China border and surrounded by sharp, jagged peaks covered with pine trees, oaks, shiny birch trees, and cedars. An abundance of trees root themselves into the steep hillsides above the massive dune valley. The majestic mountain village wins my heart with its gigantic cedars. As I progress on my walk, the mirror images of the cedar trees from my childhood are at every turn. I spot one that is familiar. I love that tree. Mama D transplanted one in our front yard as a sapling from the forest of its family so it could grow for our pleasure. I treasured it as a symbol of my adoption from India. It was one lone tree, plucked from its home and family, expected to survive all by itself. The air is crisp, dry, and fresh. The mountains that give me peace in Oregon are halfway around the world, but I am inspired in the same way here. I am close to God, or whatever that thing is I find in nature. And, so I'm going to stop right there. This was a really incredibly powerful time. I had not been in India very long. And we did that 30-hour train ride up there it was absolutely stunning, but scary as hell getting there. I mean, we were driving on roads that were on sides of cliffs, and it was a single lane of traffic. And it was really scary. But once I got there, it was absolutely stunning and beautiful. And I just remember walking around looking at all the beautiful trees and the views and just the people. And in this city, the people look kind of Tibetan also, so it's a very different look. But then you have a lot of Indian people there too, so it's just a really cool vibe with all the international schools and things like that there. But it was where my life began to totally transform. And you know, I think about that tree that my mom planted in Oregon in our yard that I felt like was kind of a symbol of my adoption. You know, being that tree that got plucked from somewhere else and planted somewhere else, and really, to me, you know, left its family. It was such a symbol of who I was. And the funny thing is I went back to go visit the person that lives in the house. And I told her about my book. She read my book and she emailed me and told me how bad she felt that she had cut that tree down. But you know, things come and they go and things change. And I told her it didn't bother me at all, you know, but she felt so emotional about the fact that I had some kind of emotional tie to that tree, which I just was really heartwarming. And so sweet of her to care enough about how I felt about that tree. Anyway, so that's my reading today, and I will be back with the rest of this chapter. All right, bye.